What's going on, black people? It's Junga Diop, and normally I come to you with the video, with a theme, and all of this. And today, I'm simply just going to speak my mind. The first thing is this: there are a lot of people online who are witty or intelligent who believe that their post is the end all and the be all for the problems of black people. And that's the furthest thing away from the truth. The thing is that your witty post or your witty observation of the supremacists and what they do is only the beginning. And maybe that's the reason why they're only posts. Why they haven't brought any tangible action is because for you, it's just an exercise to get your intellectual rocks off or to get your emotional rocks off so that you feel better going about your day inside the system of white supremacy. That's why you get caught up in useless arguments and complaining all the time about the situation instead of fixing, is because you're not really there to fix the problem. You're there simply to make yourself feel better about it while enduring it further. It's the same as when you give advice to a friend and they know they're in a terrible relationship, but instead of leaving that relationship, they just want to complain to you. And 3 months, 3 years, 30 years later, they're still with the same person who was giving them all this quote unquote grief to begin with. Is because a lot of you are not here to delete things, to take things away from these supremacists, to hurt them, to make them hurt. A lot of you are here just to make yourselves feel better. And it took me separating away from the pack to understand who is who. Because there's a big difference in somebody who's coming to take something away, to hurt them. There's a big difference between that person and the person who just wants to type a post and go on about their life and never do anything tangible. So for me, you are the online version of marching and praying. We have to get into constructive action only, which means if it does not work to the benefit of black people and if it does not do anything tangible for us, then I'm done doing it. And the reason why I keep doing these videos and making these posts is because I'm installing the mindset into you that we need to begin to do things. Talking is fine. Videos are fine. Your witty commentary and conversation is fine. But at the same time, when are we going to get down to the brass tacks and start putting some hurt on some people? Because I don't have to. I've learned with women, it's the same thing for men as it is for warfare. I don't have to physically put my hands on you in order to make you feel what I'm talking about. My mother taught me a very valuable lesson. She said, son, if you ever really want to hurt a woman, you ain't got to hit her. You ain't got to curse her out. Just leave. And I've learned that whenever I left somebody, the impact of me taking myself away hurt them far more than any blow from me putting my hands on them. The blows will heal, but the fact that I left you right where you are and decided that you're not good enough for me, that will hurt you when you think about it 5, 10 years later, all the same. You wonder what you did wrong. What happened? Was there something you could have done better because you lost the best thing that ever happened to you? We are the prize, but that's a conversation for a different time. The next thing that I want you to understand is that I am not in the business of endorsing selfish ideals and selfish leadership. If the person who you are looking to for leadership does not have the tangible best interests of black people at heart and in mind, then I don't want anything to do with them. Male, female, goat, donkey, beast, it does not matter to me. I want people who are tangibly trying to break the system, who are trying to teach black people how to react and how to deal with racism and supremacy in a way that benefits us when we get done with it. Your crying and your gnashing and praying and you begging doesn't do anything for black people. We've learned that they don't have a conscience. They don't feel. They simply keep doing what they're doing because they know that you're not going to do anything about it. You're not going to make a move on them. There's not going to be a large collection of black people willing to do something to them. So they keep doing what they're doing. And in order to have that large collection of black people, we need to understand that before you get to that point, you need real organization and you need a plan. That was the weakness that Black Lives Matter showed indefinitely, was that they didn't have real organization and they didn't have a real plan except to get those checks and to get those mani-pedis and massages. They never had a plan to put the hurt on anyone at all. They were there to get a check and then to bounce, because we ain't heard nothing from them since they profited off the deaths of Michael Brown and Trayvon. We heard nothing else from these people. That was selfish leadership. That was selfish ideals at work. That was no organization at play. Those were people without a plan except to collect a check. And the overall theme here is, when it comes to those people, we cannot play anything goes with them. We can't just let anything happen in our community. It's not okay to dress up little black boys as little black girls. It's not okay that you want to proclaim yourself as a leader over black men, but you hate black men. There has to be a code of conduct. There has to be standards that you follow, or else we get you out of there. I love Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was the homie. I love his movies. I love his art. But when you dig into the history of Bruce Lee, you'll find out that he betrayed his people. Bruce Lee was supposed to keep the arts a secret. When it comes to groups, whoever has the advantage is more than likely the person who's going to win. Martial arts was the benefit and the advantage that a lot of people from Bruce Lee's community and his group held over other people. And when he showed what he showed and began training different people, even though he was thinking on a global mindset, he was giving away that secret. He was going against a code of conduct. And a lot of people had a problem with him. It's not ever going to be spoken loudly because we're not of that community. But when you watch the documentaries, there's always talk of these mysterious groups that had a problem with him. And I realize now that he was looked at as betraying their secrets and their advantages over other people. That's because the people that he was a part of had a code of conduct, which is, this is our thing. You don't show other people our thing. You don't give it away. It will remain mysterious forever because it is for us and not them. Black people, we have to begin to move with a code of conduct. If your lifestyle is deviant and you show that you have hatred for those who are trying to live healthy, natural, normal lifestyles, then we don't need you in a leadership position. You're not allowed that. That's a code of conduct for a reason. It's because we don't want deviants leading the community, because whoever is leading begins to produce more of themselves. It's the same thing as if your brain turned into nothing but AIDS bacteria, or the AIDS virus, should I say. That virus would replicate and move throughout your entire body. These selfish leaders and these people who shouldn't be in any position are replicating themselves. That won't be the last time that you see a Black Lives Matter type movement pop up, because those people replicated themselves. More will be coming. So the code of conduct is that anything does not go. Certain things are not permitted. Certain lifestyles are not permitted. You want to swirl, you go swirl over there. You want to have a same-sex relationship, you go do that over there. But for those of us who are healthy and who are trying to build these communities of black people who are fruitful and who haven't been through the dysfunctional mess that we've been through, we're going to enforce this code of conduct. And you can do one of two things. You can respect it or you can check it, which means you can walk away from it. But it will be done and it will be put there for a reason. So we can't play anything goes with you. We can't be unorganized. We can't have selfish ideals in leadership. We can't keep marching and praying, and we can't keep having these useless arguments and complaining. We have to begin to think differently and to move differently, because this is warfare. This is Janga Diop, and I want you to use that mind and realize that there is always more than one way to perpetrate warfare. Peace.